From the very first second this dramatized scenario hit the internet, fans were glued to their screens like they were watching the wildest reality TV episode ever created. Imagine this, a late-night leaked call, supposedly recorded from deep inside the walls of Broward County Jail, where YNW Melly's voice comes through the static, tired, frustrated, and dripping with tension. The streets claim it's him talking to his mom, but the energy on that call feels nothing like the warm mother-son moment people expected. No, this one sounds like it's straight out of a movie, a dramatic clash where emotions ran high and nothing was off limits. Within hours, blogs blew up, comment sections exploded, and fans were shocked, asking the same question: is this real? And while this entire story is a fictional dramatization, the way people reacted made it feel almost too real. Rumors started swirling, voices got louder, and everybody, from day one supporters to longtime critics, wanted to know what pushed Melly to reach out with a call this heated, this emotional, this unpredictable. Because if the audio is anything like what insiders are whispering, this isn't just a conversation. It's the beginning of a storm that could tear the whole family dynamic apart. The night that leaked call started circulating, the internet moved like it had been struck by lightning. What nobody knew at first was that this dramatized moment wasn't just some random audio. It was the spark that ignited a chain reaction of confusion, accusations, and raw emotion. And in the middle of that storm was YNW Melly, sitting in his dim jail cell, pacing back and forth as the echo of steel doors clinked behind him. The buzz on the streets was already loud, but when word spread that Melly had been trying to reach his mom all week and kept getting blocked by technical issues, fans were already bracing for something explosive. And this call? It didn't disappoint. The audio starts with heavy breathing. Not fear, frustration. Melly's voice comes through the line like someone who's been pushed to the edge. "Ma, you there? You hear me? Don't play with this," he says, his tone shaking with emotion. It wasn't the calm, soft-spoken voice fans were used to in interviews. This was a voice filled with everything he'd been trying to hold in. And on the other side, his mom, Jamie, sounds exhausted, like she's been carrying the weight of the world for too long. "I'm here, baby. I'm here."
"Talk to me," she replies.
But Melly doesn't ease into it. There's no warm-up. He goes straight for the heart of the tension. "Why you ain't tell me what's going on out there? Why I gotta hear from other people before I hear it from my own mom?" His voice cracks, not from sadness, but from pent-up anger that's finally boiling over. Fans describe the moment as gut-wrenching, because even in this fictional dramatization, the mother-son tension felt painfully real. Jamie sighs, the type of sigh that tells you she's been avoiding this conversation. "Melly, I didn't want to stress you. You got enough going on in there. I'm trying to handle things out here." But that only fuels him more. "Nah, Ma, that's the problem. Everybody handling things. Everybody got something to say. Everybody got advice. But nobody telling me what's happening with my own life." His voice rises so sharply that the static on the call almost drowns him out. For a moment, neither of them speaks. The silence hangs heavy, like both are deciding whether to pull back or keep pushing. But Melly can't hold it anymore. "Ma, they saying you talking to people you ain't supposed to be talking to. They saying you letting people in the house. They saying you making deals. What's that about?" This fictional twist sends fans spiraling online. Some swear it sounded like a betrayal subplot. Others say he was scared, not angry. But in reality, within this dramatized world, the tension had been brewing long before this call. Too many whispers. Too many supposed friends claiming they had inside knowledge. Too many lines crossed. Jamie's voice trembles, firm but emotional. "People lie, Mel. You know that. Half these folks talking don't want nothing but a story. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They care about clout." Melly laughs bitterly, not because it's funny, but because it's too familiar. "Yeah, I know that, Ma. But when I hear somebody saying you bein' friendly with people who've been trying to use my name, that's different. That ain't just clout chasing. That's disrespect." There's another pause, but this one feels colder. "Melly," she says softly, "you think I would do something to hurt you?" "I don't know what to think anymore," he admits, his voice dropping to a whisper. "Every time I call, It's like the whole world got something to tell me. And the way they talk, it's like they know more than I do. Like I'm the last one to find out. That line becomes the quote fans latch onto. Comment sections explode with interpretations. Some say he's lashing out. Others say he feels abandoned. A few even twist it into dramatic conspiracies. But inside this fictional storyline, it's simply a young man under pressure, feeling alone in a place where isolation eats at you nonstop. Jamie tries to steady her voice. Listen to me. I'm doing everything I can. Everything. But you not out here. You don't see the way the neighborhood actin'. You don't see the people knocking on my door. You don't hear the rumors they making up. I'm fighting every day. But Melly doesn't budge. I get that. But you gotta talk to me. That's all I'm saying. I can't be sitting in here looking crazy while everybody out there running their mouth. Suddenly, there's a knock on Jamie's side of the call. A muffled voice. Melly hears it immediately.
Who that?
Who there with you? His tone shifts fast, sharper, suspicious. Fans swear this moment changed the whole energy of the call. It's nobody, Jamie says too quickly. Ma, don't lie to me, Melly snaps. I hear a dude's voice. Who is that? The air shifts again. This fictional story leans into tension like a reality TV cliffhanger. The idea of someone being at the house while she's on a heated call with her son instantly sends the internet spiraling. It's just your uncle, she says. No, Melly fires back. That ain't him. I know his voice. Who is it? She hesitates, and that hesitation hits him harder than anything else. Ma, what you got going on? Melly, calm down. Calm down? I'm locked in a cell, hearing things from 100 miles away, and you want me to calm down. The call becomes a mix of breathing, static, and heavy silence, both scared to speak, both scared to hear the other's truth. Jamie tries again, her voice cracking. Nobody's doing anything behind your back. I swear. But Melly isn't convinced. They saying you letting people dig into my business. They saying you showing people papers. They saying, Melly, stop believing people over your own mother. He quiets, then says something that freezes the screen. Then stop giving them reasons to talk. Fans across the internet lose their minds. The quote becomes the centerpiece of arguments, memes, captions, debates. But within the dramatized narrative, what matters is what happens next. Jamie breathes shakily. Baby, you hurting me. And I'm hurting in here, he explodes. Every day, every time they slam that door, I think about who really got my back. The emotion finally breaks him. His voice softens, tired. Ma, I just need the truth. That's all. She whispers, then listen because there's something I haven't told you yet. And just as she's about to speak, the call disconnects. That's when the chaos really begins. The moment that call disconnected, it didn't just end a conversation. It detonated a bomb. The audio clip stops with that hollow click, the kind of sound that leaves your stomach dropping because you know something important was about to be said, something heavy, something capable of shifting everything. And when that silence hit, the internet exploded. Fans replayed the last 3 seconds on loop, slowing it down like detectives analyzing security footage. Some claimed they heard another voice right before the line died. Others swore it sounded like someone pulled the phone from Jamie's hand. And Melly, back in his cell, he stared at the receiver like it betrayed him, like the truth he'd been chasing slipped through his fingers at the very moment he was closest to it. He slammed the phone against the cradle, pacing the narrow floor with a fury that could shake walls. His cellmate, who had been pretending not to listen, finally muttered, "Yo, you good?" But Melly didn't answer. He just kept pacing, running his hands over his face, replaying every word in his head. The hesitation, the background voice, the unfinished confession, it all dug at him like needles. "Why she keep hiding stuff from me, man?" he whispered to himself. But it wasn't really a question. It was a fear-growing clause. Meanwhile, outside jail walls, Jamie stood frozen in her kitchen, phone still in her hand, eyes wide with panic. Not because she lied, at least not entirely, but because she knew how it sounded. She knew how it always sounded when rumors twisted the truth faster than she could correct them. The knock on her door earlier wasn't random, and the voice wasn't her brother's. It belonged to someone she hadn't planned on letting inside, someone who showed up with documents, questions, and a look that told her he wasn't leaving until he got answers. And right when she was ready to open her mouth and tell her son everything, that man reached for the papers in his hand, and the timing killed the call. She sat at the table, her hands trembling. "Why does everything have to fall apart at the wrong time?" she whispered. But deep down, she knew why. The situation had been boiling quietly for months. Friends turning into strangers. Strangers turning into opportunists. Family members taking sides. People showing up claiming they wanted to help, when really, they wanted a piece of Melly's name. She thought she could handle it. She thought she could protect him.
But now?
Now the story was eating them alive. Back in the jail, Melly tried calling again, but the system chimed its cold, robotic message. No available line. Try again later. That only fueled his frustration. He punched the wall, not hard enough to break anything, but enough to let some of the pressure escape. "Man, they playing with me," he yelled. His cellmate shook his head, murmuring, "Bro, calm down before you get written up." But Melly wasn't hearing it. His mind was spiraling too fast. An officer walked by, pausing at the cell. "Everything all right in here?" he asked, but there was no real concern in his voice. Melly swallowed his anger. "Yeah," he said, even though the truth was the complete opposite. As soon as the officer walked off, he sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the floor. "She was about to say something," he muttered. "Why now? Why'd it cut off right then?" What Melly didn't know, what nobody knew yet, was that the man who showed up at Jamie's door was someone from their past. Someone who claimed he had information that could help Melly's case, though the look in his eyes said he wasn't there out of kindness. He wore a navy jacket, a straight face, and carried himself like he had leverage. "We need to talk," he told Jamie when she opened the door. "It's important." She didn't want to let him in, but the way he held the envelope made her stomach twist. She couldn't ignore it. The internet, meanwhile, began spiraling into deeper theories. Some fans insisted Jamie was hiding something massive. Others claimed she was being manipulated. And a few argued that someone was intentionally trying to create a wedge between mother and son. Comments piled up like wildfire. Why did she pause like that? What was she gonna say? Who was at the door? Why did the call cut exactly at that moment? Every angle became a new dramatic storyline, and the blogs fed off the frenzy. As the day went on, pressure mounted from every direction. Melly kept trying to call. Jamie kept trying to calm her nerves. And the man at her table kept flipping through papers, asking questions she didn't want to answer. "You know this can change everything," he said, tapping a document with his finger. "But we need cooperation." Jamie snapped. "And what do you get out of this?" He smiled, but not kindly. "Let's just say the truth benefits everyone." But she knew better. In their world, truth was currency, and people rarely gave it away without expecting something huge in return. Back in jail, Melly finally connected to a new call hours later, but it wasn't to his mom. Instead, it was his brother on the other end. "Bro, what's going on out there?" Melly asked immediately. "People talking crazy." His brother sighed, sounding overwhelmed. "Man, it's messy. Folks coming around asking questions, trying to dig into the case. Mobbin's stressed like crazy." "Who was at the house earlier?" Melly cut in. "Some dude walked in."
Who was he?
His brother hesitated. "I don't know everything yet, but Ma didn't want you stressed. She said she'd talk to you herself." "She tried," Melly muttered bitterly. "And the call dropped right when she was finally gonna tell me." His brother didn't deny it, which only made Melly more anxious. "Bro, I need to know." "I'll talk to her," his brother said, but Mill felt the lie hiding beneath the words. Nobody was telling him the full truth. Not his mom, not his brother, not anyone outside that jail. And the more he felt shut out, the more paranoia began creeping into his thoughts. Meanwhile, Jamie tried calling him back dozens of times, but every attempt got blocked or rerouted. "Why won't this go through?" she muttered, slamming the phone down. The man at her table watched her with an expression that made her want to throw him out of the house. "This is exactly why I came," he said calmly. "Miscommunication is dangerous. Secrets even more so." "I don't owe you anything," she snapped. "No," he said, "but your son might." That line sent a chill down her spine. She stood up, pointing at the door. "Get out." He gathered his papers slowly, as if he enjoyed the tension. "I'll be back," he said before walking out. And those 3 words sat heavy in the air long after he left. Hours later, Melly sat on his bunk again, staring at the wall, overwhelmed by uncertainty. "Why won't anyone tell me what's going on?" he whispered. But no one answered him, and deep in his chest, fear and anger tangled together until they felt the same. What Melly didn't know was that Jamie was preparing to tell him everything the next time he called. She just didn't know someone else was already planning to beat her to it. Someone who wanted the narrative their way. And when Melly finally heard the truth, it would send the entire situation spiraling into something even bigger. ChatGPT can make mistakes. That night, the energy around the entire situation shifted. It wasn't just a leaked call anymore. It wasn't just tension between his son and his mother. Now there was someone else involved, someone with papers, motives, and reason to circle their family, like a vulture looking for the right moment to strike. And while Jamie tried to steady herself, the weight of everything seemed to crush her at once. She sat on the edge of her bed with her head in her hands, wondering how things spiraled so fast. "Why couldn't that call just stay connected?" she whispered to herself. If Melly had heard the whole truth then, maybe, just maybe, the damage would have been smaller. But the world didn't work like that, not in this dramatized storm she was stuck in. The next morning, Melly woke up with the same heaviness he fell asleep with. The jail felt colder, louder, more suffocating. Officers shouted to get inmates up for breakfast, but he barely touched his tray. He kept replaying that knock at the door, that voice that wasn't his uncle, that hesitation in his mom's voice. Every detail felt like a clue in a puzzle he never asked to solve. His cellmate looked over at him. "You still stressing that call?" Melly ignored him. "I heard a man in the house, bro," he muttered. "My own mom couldn't even tell me who it was." His cellmate nodded, trying to offer some kind of comfort. "People get scared. They hide stuff when they feel pressure." But that only made Melly angrier. "I'm the one who's locked up," he snapped. "What's she hiding from me for?" While Melly was stuck inside replaying everything, the man from the night before returned to Jamie's neighborhood. This time he didn't knock. Instead, he stood across the street, observing, taking mental notes, waiting. People walking by whispered, wondering who he was. Some assumed he was an investigator. Others said he was a family friend. Jamie peeked through the blinds and felt her stomach twist again. The way he stood there, it wasn't casual. It was intentional, like he was letting her know he could show up whenever he wanted. She dialed her sister. "He's back," she whispered. Her sister gasped. "Jamie, call someone. You can't deal with this alone." But Jamie shook her head, even though her sister couldn't see it. "If I call anybody, he's just gonna twist it. He wants control." Her sister's voice softened. "Then tell Melly the truth before he does. You can't let someone else speak for you." Jamie closed her eyes. She knew her sister was right. But how do you drop something that heavy on your son while he's already facing the toughest moment of his life? At the same time, word spread around the jail block that someone outside was digging for information about Melly's case. Prison gossip moved fast, and by noon, 3 different inmates had whispered something to him. "Yo, I heard a dude asking questions about you." Word is somebody pushing paperwork. Someone trying to get to your people. No matter who said it, the message was the same. Someone was stirring up trouble. And with every rumor, Melly grew more restless. He finally stepped to the phones again. When the system asked him to dial, he didn't call his mom. He called his brother first. The line clicked. "Hello," his brother answered. "Bro," Melly said, his voice sharp. "That dude from yesterday, who is he? Why is he back?" His brother hesitated. "How you know he came back?" Melly clenched his jaw. "People out there talk. Don't play with me." His brother sighed. "Look, I don't know the full story, but he been around before. Something about paperwork, case stuff, I don't know. Melly's pulse quickened. Why didn't Ma tell me that? His brother tried to calm him. She was trying to. The call cut. But Melly wasn't satisfied. You know something. Tell me. His brother lowered his voice. Bro, it might be about something she signed. Some deal. Some agreement. I don't know details. She didn't want to scare you. Melly's breath stopped for a moment. Agreement? Deal? Papers? His mind raced with every worst-case scenario. What kind of deal? He demanded. For what? But his brother didn't have the answer. Ma needs to tell you herself, he said. Melly hung up without saying goodbye. Inside her house, Jamie sat at the dining table flipping through her old emails, old letters, old messages. She knew exactly what deal her son's brother was referring to, and she wished she never signed it. Months earlier, a man she barely knew approached her claiming he had evidence, something that could help Melly tremendously. But he never showed her anything. Instead, he convinced her to sign an agreement saying she would cooperate with him. She didn't understand half of the language in the document, but she was desperate, scared, overwhelmed. She thought she was doing the right thing. Now she realized she had given that man power. Power he was clearly ready to use. Her phone rang suddenly, startling her. When she saw Melly's name on the screen, her heart jumped. She answered quickly, "Baby." But his voice came out strained, angry, betrayed. "Ma, what did you sign?" The silence that followed felt like the world stopped spinning. She swallowed hard. "Melly, I was going to tell you." He exhaled sharply.
When?
After everybody else already knew? After some stranger came to the house again? After the call dropped right when you were about to explain? Jamie's voice cracked. "I didn't want you worrying. I was trying to fix things." Melly snapped. By signing a deal with some random man? She tried to defend herself. He said he had something that could help you. I believed him. But Melly wasn't hearing it. "Ma, everybody says they can help. Everybody. And they only show up when they want something back." She felt tears forming. "I was scared, Mel. They kept telling me things. Telling me people were coming for us. Telling me we needed protection. I didn't know what to do." Melly's voice softened just a little. "Ma, you should have talked to me. You should have trusted me." She whispered. "I didn't want you hurt." "And now I'm hurt anyway," he said, the words landing heavier than he meant. Suddenly, Jamie's doorbell rang.
She froze.
Melly heard it immediately. "Who's that?" he asked sharply. Jamie didn't move. The bell rang again. Louder. Longer. Almost aggressive. "Ma, answer me. Who's at the door?" But Jamie stayed silent, staring toward the front of the house with wide, frightened eyes.
"Ma,"
Melly yelled. But she still didn't respond. There was knocking now. Heavy knocking. Then a voice. A man's voice. "Jamie, we need to finish our conversation." Melly's heart dropped. "Ma, don't open that door," he warned. "Do not open that door." But Jamie whispered, "I don't have a choice." And before Melly could say anything else, the line disconnected again. The instant that call dropped again, Melly felt something inside him snap. It wasn't anger this time, it was fear. Real fear. The kind that leaves your chest tight, like the world is suddenly closing in on you. He slammed his fist against the phone, not because it would fix anything, but because it was the only thing he could hit. "Man, why does this keep happening?" he shouted. His voice echoed across the block, making a few nearby inmates turn their heads. One of them called out, "You good, bro?" But Melly didn't answer. He just leaned his forehead against the cold glass of the phone booth, breathing hard, trying to make sense of everything happening outside of his reach. Meanwhile, back at the house, Jamie stood frozen in the hallway, staring at the front door as the man on the other side kept pounding. "Jamie, open up." His voice wasn't angry. It was confident. Too confident. Like he already expected her to cave. She backed up slowly, trying to think, trying to breathe, trying to remember whether she locked the deadbolt. She whispered to herself, "Why won't he leave? Why won't he just leave us alone?" But the knocking continued. Harder this time. "We need to talk. You know I'm not leaving." Jamie grabbed her phone, trying to call Melly back, but the line refused to connect. Every notification popped up the same message. No calls allowed at this time. She moved to the window, peeking through the curtains with trembling hands. The man was alone, standing there with the same envelope he carried the last 2 times. The same envelope she wished she never saw. Back in his cell, Melly stormed toward the bars. "Officer," he yelled. The guard walked over slowly, annoyed. "What now?" he asked. Melly gripped the bars. "I need another call." It dropped. The officer shook his head. "Not my problem. Try again in an hour." But Melly felt adrenaline rushing through him. "No, it's important. Something's happening at my mom's house." The guard stopped, raising a brow. "There an emergency?" Melly hesitated because he didn't know. He only felt it. "I think so," he said. The officer smirked. "Thinking ain't enough. Follow the rules." Melly took a step back, fists clenched so tight his knuckles turned white. His cellmate whispered from behind him, "Bro, you gotta calm down. They're gonna throw you in the hole if you keep yelling." But Melly shook his head. "I'm not sitting here while something happens to her. I can't." His cellmate sighed. "I get it, but you losing it won't help." Meanwhile, Jamie backed away from the door again, grabbing her phone and her keys, moving toward the back exit. She couldn't open the front door, not with that man standing there. Not after everything. She whispered, "Please just go away," but the knocking resumed, louder, more forceful. "You can't avoid me forever," he shouted. "We had an agreement." Her heart sank at those words. That agreement, the one she signed when she was overwhelmed and desperate, was now the very thing trapping her. She reached the back door, unlocked it quietly, and stepped outside. She moved fast, slipping into her car. Her hands shook as she put the keys in the ignition. She could still hear him knocking from the front of the house, completely unaware she was already gone. The street was empty. The air was heavy. And as she pulled out of the driveway, she wiped tears from her face. "I need to talk to my son," she whispered. "I can't let someone else tell him first." At the jail, Melly was pacing again. "Something's wrong," he kept repeating. "I know it." His cellmate finally spoke up. "Then breathe. You know your mom, she's strong. She not dumb. She ain't gonna let nobody mess with her." But Melly shook his head. "I heard her voice. She was scared." His cellmate didn't answer because he didn't know what to say. An hour crawled by like 10. When the phones finally opened again, Melly rushed to them so fast the guard yelled at him to slow down. He dialed his mom's number with shaky fingers. The phone rang once.
Twice. 3 times.
No answer. He tried again. Nothing. He tried his brother next. The line connected instantly. "Bro, where ma?" Melly demanded. His brother hesitated. "She left the house." Melly's voice tightened. "Left? Where'd she go?" "I don't know," his brother said. "She called me crying. Said she had to leave." Melly felt the world tilt. "Is that man still around?" "Yeah," his brother said quietly. "He's outside the house right now." That sentence hit Melly like a punch to the jaw. He gripped the phone tighter. "Bro, listen to me. Don't let him in.
Don't talk to him.
Don't open that door." His brother swallowed. "I'm not. I locked up every window. He's knocking, but I'm not answering." Melly's voice softened, breaking just a little. "Good. Keep the kids away from the windows too. I don't trust him." When he hung up, he sat down slowly, head in his hands. "Man, what is happening?" he whispered to no one. Meanwhile, Jamie drove around town, unsure where to go. She didn't want to go to her sister's house. The man might follow. She didn't want to go to any friend's house. She didn't want to put them in danger. So she pulled into a quiet parking lot, headlights off, heart racing. She grabbed her phone, took a deep breath, and tried calling Melly again. But the jail lines were closed again. She whispered into the empty car, "I'm so sorry, baby. I should have never signed anything. I should have never trusted him." Her voice cracked. He lied. He never had evidence. He never had anything. He just wanted leverage. He wanted control. Her phone buzzed. It was her brother texting. "He's still outside your house. You safe?" She typed back quickly. "Yes. But he won't stop." Back at the jail, Melly sat on his bunk staring at the ceiling. Thoughts spun inside his head like gears grinding together. He didn't know where his mom was. He didn't know who the man really was or what he wanted. He didn't know what the agreement meant. All he knew was that the situation was spiraling and he couldn't do anything behind these walls. He whispered to himself, "I gotta protect her somehow," but the sentence faded into nothing. And then, as if the universe wanted to hit him while he was down, a guard approached his cell. "You got mail," the officer said, handing him an envelope through the bars. Melly froze when he saw the handwriting on the front. It wasn't from his mom. It wasn't from his brother. It was from the man. Inside the envelope was a single sheet of paper. One sentence, written in bold black ink. "We need to finish our conversation." And just like that, the drama wasn't just outside anymore. It had followed Melly inside the jail. And that's where everything stands right now, a story that keeps twisting, stretching, and snapping in ways nobody saw coming. After everything that went down with that leaked jail call, the family arguments, the sudden alliances, the back-and-forth online chaos, and the emotional breakdowns behind closed doors, the entire situation feels like it's hanging by a thread. Fans are still debating every detail, every message, every voice note, and every reaction that has surfaced since the drama exploded. Some people swear they know how this will end, while others believe we're just watching the beginning of something even bigger, even messier, and even more unpredictable. But the one thing we know for sure is that this situation is far from over. More voices are about to speak up. More recordings might drop. More unexpected twists might hit the internet without warning. And if the last few days have shown us anything, it's that this family is trapped in a storm that refuses to calm down. Every new update leaves fans shocked, leaves the streets talking, and leaves social media begging for clarity that never really comes. So if you've been locked in, watching every second of this unfold, now it's your turn to tap in. What do you think really happened? Who's keeping it real? And who's hiding the truth? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, and let the world know where you stand. And before you go, make sure you hit that like button to keep this story moving through the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single twist, a single leak, or a single update. Turn on all notifications, because the next chapter of this drama could drop at any moment. Stay tuned, it's only getting deeper from here.